Now with this clutch, this is the Daytona clutch cable. It's just, I think it's notorious for being so really stiff, but I started to get cramps in my hand, so I changed the lever so I could adjust it back, because that's probably where the standard lever is. Look at that. Okay, can you imagine going through town pulling that in and out? It's just hard work. I think because the bend was for handlebars that were down kind of like that, and the bend would naturally go round, so it was okay. But now that I've changed the position of it, I mean, it's a lot better if you put that down to 1. The thing is, the clutch isn't separating, you know, it's not doing its job properly. There's only such a small area. The lever's only moving. I'll put it up to 6 again. That's a massive amount of distance is moving. I put it back down to 1. It's not moving much, is it? I'm not actuating it enough. So I bought a new cable. I'll just show you. This is the cable I got from Wiimoto. I'll just open it up, have a look. Apparently there's 2 lengths. This is for, it's going on a 1998 Triumph Daytona T595. Okay, and this one is off. Oh my goodness! I think it's a Speed Triple 1050, but I don't know what year. I didn't even check what year it was. Apparently there's 2 lengths, but I don't know. I didn't see 2 lengths on the Wiimoto site. I only saw the 1. Well, I should find out. That's it there. And you can see how it's straight. Where are we? Here it's straight. I'll just get it out of the packet. I'll get it out carefully just in case I need to return it. I don't want to snip that end. Let's get it out. Is that camera up enough? That's better. I come towards myself, so they're pretty straightforward how to fit. But I did notice that some people like to fit them outside instead of crossing them through underneath the tank, in between the frame, over the top of the engine, underneath the tank and in between the frame. Some people route it right the way through. They go. How do they do it? They go through the 2 yokes. They go around the headstock and then down outside the engine. So that's it there. I don't know if you can appreciate how long it is. It's quite hard to. I'll just get the length of it actually. There's no paperwork in here. What does it say on it? It just says it's a Slinky Glide cable. But it doesn't say what it's off. Anyway, I'll just measure it. Where's my measuring tape? There's the measuring tape is there. So go there. Oh. I'll measure the outer actually. Where are we? From there to there. Okay, let's put a mark on there. It's probably the easiest way to do it. From there to there. Okay, so it's 2 widths of this board, which is, so it's 59 centimeters. Say 1 meter 20 roughly. I'll get it exact. What's that? 1 meter 18 or 46 inches. Okay, for a 1050 Triumph Speed Triple 1050 clutch cable. Yeah, right. Pretty straightforward to fit on the bike. You undo both ends. What I'll do is I'll fit it, and I'll show you how to. See how slidey that is. It's like amazing. That's they're stainless cores, and they've got some sort of special. Is that a little mark there? I don't know. It'd be. Looks like a little bit of damage. I don't know what that is. I didn't do it. Looks like it's been caught on something. I'll see how that affects the performance of it. Because there's a little mark on that. That's not very good, like a soldering mark or something. I'll see if that affects it at all. Because if it goes at a certain angle, it does affect it. I'm just trying to think how, if that'll go with it. I'll check it, I'll try it out, and if it's no good, I'll send it back. I'm glad I kept that packaging, I'll keep that. You always kind of have to be careful how you open things. I can always send it back and get a replacement. But it's really smooth, you have no idea, there's virtually no effort to move that. That's beautiful. Shame about that wee mark there. I wouldn't really like to I mean, it's only a tiny little high spot. I could probably just get a little file, but that's actual, it feels like a little nick out of it. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if I can get a camera can focus on that. Do you see that at all? There's just with my fingers, a little raised bit. I don't know if a file would just sort it with me just being able to get on instead of moaning. I'm kind of loath to file it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on the bike, and I'll put it on the bike and see what happens. See if I can get it. See if it works okay and consistently, and is going to be reliable. Because that end's not too bad. That's the fixed end. That was the bit that goes to the engine. But this end, you know, you kind of have it has to. You see how it's kind of stopping there. It's hitting that mark. It's only a little tiny high spot, but it could be a weakness actually. That's been damaged on some. Because I noticed it was sticking out of the packet. Yeah, that's been crushed a little bit. I mean, anyway, I'll go and put it on the bike. So the old clutch cable goes through there. You see that, and then it. Where does it go? Yeah, it goes through there. Okay, where my finger's pointing, and then it comes up, and it goes over whatever this is it the airbox or something? It goes over there, and then it comes down. And I'm thinking, wow, it's that being rerouted, that's enough. That's why it's so. There's a big bend in it, you know, it's going up, down, and then round, and down again. No, that's no good. I want to bring it straight as I possibly can. Straight from there. Yeah. And just down here. Straight through. I'm just going to get the handlebar in first. I don't know if that little red thing is there to protect it or that goes on. Let's have a look. Oops, sorry. I don't think it goes in there. I think that's there to protect it. Is it? Does it come off? It doesn't actually come off. Maybe it is. Maybe it has the ability to come off. It doesn't fit. No, it's not going to go in there, so I'm going to take that plastic bit off. So that's it in there. I got a bit of plastic off. I didn't chuck it away. Just snipped off. But I always like the ability to be able to loosen it and get out. So I always give myself a little bit of slack, and I always have that groove pointing down so the water doesn't get in. And then I just do that, tighten it up. I always like to give myself a tiny bit. I don't like it up tight, you know. I go around this end. And just pop it, this cable in between the two. It's quite long, mind, but I see, I'll have to figure out the routing a bit better. It's a bit long. But good news and bad news. Bad news first. I really don't like the way that's routed. It's far too long. It would be perfect if it was 6 inches shorter. But good news. Oh wow. Look at that. That is light as a feather, and if I have it way back, see on 3, oh, it's going to make such a big difference to my hand. That's just amazing. Really, really smooth. but I don't like the way it's routed. So I've been messing around for about half an hour, and I've just discovered that you've got to keep the routing as kinkless as possible, just as straight a run as possible. Any kinks in it, it's just all over the place. As soon as you turn the handlebars, it's loose at the handlebars, and then you turn the other way and it's very, very tight, so that's no good. And the adjustment at the handlebars, so it's got to be as straight a run as possible. So I'm back to the drawing board again, starting again, see if I can route it. And the problem is they're about 6 to 9 inches far too long. I'm going to offer it up against that one, see the difference in length. I'll get it. I mean, side by side there's not actually much difference. I don't quite understand what I'm doing wrong. I maybe just route it the way it was routed. I'll try that and so I think that's as happy as it's going to be. It's a pretty straight run. It just comes, show you, comes down through there, underneath the scoop and round. You can see that cable tie is loose. Has to be loose, the cable tie. If you try and tighten it in any way, it has to be able to move freely through there. And also up here at the handlebar, it has to be kind of a similar, depending on what lock you're on, has to be a similar gap adjustment. Okay, it is nice and light. I would like them. I'm interested in taking it for a run. Put that back down. No, that's all right. Put it back up. It's all right. It is a wee bit tight on the full left lock, but you know, you're not going to be riding in a straight line on full left lock, are you? So this is the important bit when you're going in a straight line, and it feels nice. I'm just going to take it for a run. I've got it as straight a run as I possibly could. It isn't the right cable for the job, it's too long. It'll do, but look how much is flapping about. All this is quite like it, mind. With a bit of interest, but it would be nice if it could have just come down a straight run from. I suppose there's got to be some kind of flex for the turning of the handlebars. But I don't mind it looking. I don't mind it like that. I quite like kind of something that's a little bit different, a little bit quirky. Well, if it runs okay, then I'm happy, and it doesn't look too bad. I quite like it. I might go for a run to the shops or somewhere, just anywhere. I'll go through the town. That's what I'll do. Yeah, that's how you test it. So this is introduction to test run of clutch cable, new clutch Slinky Glide clutch cable. Take 2. Remember to put SIM card in. Right, I'm going to take it for a run. It's rush hour traffic, or home time traffic, finish work traffic, so we're busy through the town. That'll be a perfect test for it. Right, I'll get on with that. I enjoy changing gear now. That's lovely. So much difference. It does need adjusted a little bit. It's a little bit the gap's too big. Not far away, but it does need adjusting slightly. Oh, we'll try that. Because it's not a very big, there's not an awful lot of play in a Daytona clutch. It's just tiny. It's less than a millimeter, in fact. It's like a 0.3 to 0.8. That's the, that's too much as well. So look what's there. It's virtually no play at all in a Daytona clutch. Yeah, that's probably about right. I can try that. But it's so slick. It's so smooth. It's unbelievable. Just wow. Changes gears. Lovely. Well, no, I mean my hand would. It's not my hand. It'd be my wrist. That would be really fatigued by now, especially coming through standing traffic. I purposely stood with the traffic, so that's nice. I like it. We're all worth the money, even though there's been issues fitting it. Yeah, that's a goer. That's transformed the experience, because it wasn't a happy one. What else do I have to do? Yeah, the bike's a little bit restricted. So I need to take the baffle out and drill some holes in it, get it flowing a bit better. It just doesn't feel right at all. I'm going to try that, see if that makes any difference. I don't want it without the DB killer, because I don't like the sound of it on the... It's ringing in my ears. I could get some earplugs, but then I wouldn't hear it. I just have to make a decision, and if I can't get it running properly with the DB killer in, then I'll just have to get some earplugs. Anyway, that's a success with the Slinky Glide cable for the Speed Triple 1050. It's a funny little fit, but it does fit. Just a little bit of imagination and trial and error, and it fits okay. Yeah, I'm happy with the way it fits. I don't have my camera, but I'll show you the GoPro. Okay. So that's it routed there on the handlebar. It looks nice, smart, it's nice and neat. Oh, this is the new Aldi, by the way, that they opened here. Nice, it's actually a nice shop, quite big. And then, what am I doing? Right. Comes down, see, look at the traffic. Right, see, that's not too bad. And this needs to stay loose. This little cable tie. Is the cable hot? No, that's right. It's got the sleeve in the right place anyway. Yeah, that's a goer. That's a winner. Just got to keep an eye on the play. I suppose it'll settle down. Just keep an eye on it. I'll know anyway, because the gear change gets quite clunky unless the chain is adjusted. It looks okay. Right, I'm going to go in because I've not had my dinner yet. I'm going to go in there and get something. Right. So this has been that cable fitted, obviously. Thank you for watching. Yeah, this is where the fun begins. Try to get out of this new roundabout. Peak time traffic. It's not easy. I have to way to the right. Let's go for it. Get the oil around the engine.